Perseverance is not a long race. It's many short races, one after the other. Walter Elliot. My friends, our perseverance, 10 to 15 minutes, day after day after day. Those are our short races, one after the other. If you will just spend the time, it will all come to you. 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. Remember, markets are closed in the States on Monday for the 4th of July holiday. That is why this is recording. This recording is set as Tuesday, the 5th of July. Let's do the week in review and see where things might be going. Let's look at the S&P 500 to begin with. We have seen over the last few days how the market has been moving down. And again, when we look at our weekly chart, let's take a look at that. Since we're talking about the week in review, we can see, of course, that the weekly chart is a doji, means lots of indecision. After down movement for the 3 prior weeks, we had that recent market peak. That occurred back on the week beginning the 31st of May after things had been down for many, many weeks, popped up and then started rolling over, and now we have some indecision right here. We're still negative on our STC, and I can also say ditto for the Nasdaq 100. We're in the S&P 500 right now. We look at the 2-day chart. We can see where we had 4 days of up movement. And then, of course, over the last few days, we have had down movement, not strikingly down, not hard down. Has not hit the prior low. It's a long way to go to get there. That was on the 2-day candle starting on the 16th of June, mid-month. And we look at this half day. We'll go back to that, and we notice the STC was negative on the 2-day also. So we're at a minus 14. The only thing we have up on the S&P is the STC on the half-day chart. Went down for 1, 2, 3 days, and then we saw at the end of the day a green spinning top up 1.06%. It was down in the morning on Friday, but popping up. No STC crossover going down, still waiting for that to happen. Really sort of a sideways slide mostly for the last 2 days. And we will continue to watch and see. We're below the 200 EMA. Like we said, our bigger charts, our bigger time frames, the 2-day and the weekly, are still negative, so we're waiting. The only thing we have to trade is a down move. We don't do up moves when we're below the 200 EMA. We're looking for shorts, so we will be looking for that potential next week. It may occur, it may not occur. Of course, the last one that occurred, we gathered 3.27% on that baby in about a day. It was quite beautiful, just a slam down. Will that happen over the course of this next week? I don't know. We're set up for it. If it does, we'll be ready to pull the trigger. Now, let's move on to the Nasdaq 100. We had a weak crossover. When I said weak, look at the strong crossover we had before. Went from a green to a red, and of course things pounded down. We saw the red dropping like a stone. Didn't happen. Slid sideways, a weak crossover on this half-day chart. Now, on the Nasdaq 100, of course, as I said, the 2-day and the weekly are already negative on the STC. The half day, it is negative, and it did start moving down more, we can see, toward the end of the day. But we had a doji at the end of the day. Strong down movement in the morning on Thursday, popped up in the afternoon, some down movement in the morning on Friday, and then indecision in the afternoon ended up 0.066%. So where are we? Well, we don't have a green candle yet. We're still holding on, waiting to see if things are going to move down. We are in negative territory, so if we do pop up in above that or we pop into a green candle, then of course we'll pull that trade. We'll take a small loss and we'll move on. Otherwise, we will remain in there. I talked about when we jumped into this, wasn't super excited because we didn't have a strong red down candle, but we follow the rules. We'll see where they take us because I've got something to show you when we get to gold. that's pretty darn amazing. That was another trade I wasn't personally super excited about, but I'll let you see it in just a minute. Let's move on to 20-year bonds. They're up for the day, 0.83%. Now, bonds are way below the 200 EMA, way below. Positive on the half day. Where are we on the 2-day? It is way below the 200 EMA. Golly day, how far below? There it is. I mean, we are way down on the 2-day, but it is green on the STC. So again, we're not looking to jump in on any of these. We're just noting where we are on our STC and where we are on the 200 EMA. That's exponential moving average. Check out the weekly chart. Look how far below the 200 EMA we are. And when I point this out, this just goes to show you, as you look at this, just how much negativity there has been in bonds, how many weeks they've just been driven down hard and pushed through that 200 EMA, which shows you, again, lots of negative down push on price. But the 2-day and the half-day are green. So the only thing negative for our success multiplier formula is the weekly chart. Now, that's a big deal. We're paying attention to that, but we are looking at where bonds are trying to go. Now, until bonds get above the 200 EMA on this half-day chart, we wouldn't consider going long on them. So since the bonds are trying to move up here, and the 2-day is trying to move up, we're just watching, waiting, seeing, are bonds going to push through and head up and give us an opportunity to jump into them? We'll take that. Otherwise, if over the course of this next week things go really negative on bonds, we'll of course look to jump in on a down move as we did before. We captured a little bit, a 0.43%. We got really close. Let's see here. Let's show where we are. This is hard. I'm not getting this. Is not helping me much. There we go. We had a 2.67% down move that we were looking for. Did not quite reach it, and instead we closed it out on a green candle at 0.43% of a gain on TBF, Tango Bravo Foxtrot. That is the inverse fund for 20-year bonds, TLT. Now, that is where we are on bonds. That's what we're looking for. The only thing we can do is take a trade to the downside so it's below the 200 EMA. So we'll be watching, waiting, and seeing if that sets itself up. Now, let's move on to gold. Where we are with gold is, on that weekly chart, gold is negative. On the 2-day chart, gold is negative. I'm talking about the STC, where you can see on the candle 2, and we're below the 200 EMA there. And we look at the half-day chart. Where are we there? Well, my friends, we cashed out in the morning. We hit the low that we wanted, 1.72% successful down trade. Gold's has not been that good to us lately. We have narrowed the losses when things have not worked right, but this made up for some of the prior shortcomings, 1.72%. And again, I wasn't excited about gold. I told you we had not seen the precious metal lighting the screens up for us lately, but we nonetheless pulled the trigger because the STC told us to do so. We had our loss limit band in there to pull if we got a green candle or if we penetrated above that. We talked about the spinning top that we got, the way that things closed again below that. So we didn't pull it. It was almost a doji. I made the call not to, even though I wasn't excited about the trade because of where things were going. And of course, they continue to move in the right direction. How did I know to do that? My friends, I've been trading gold for a very long time. And like I tell you guys over and over and over and over again, you will learn how things work when you trade them for extended periods of time. Don't have to use real money. We're not talking about any of you using real money. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. We want you to practice. And if you will practice and learn the personalities of these various stocks and ETFs, your favorite stocks, your favorite ETFs, you will learn some hints about what to do, when, and how. And that will come to you with what? Mileage. What is mileage? Time practicing. And of course, what was our quote today? Perseverance is not a long race. It's many short races, one after the other. Exactly. I've had many short races, one after the other, in gold for many years. So, successful trade for us. Happy with that. Now, what's up with Bitcoin? We see on the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart, it is down now 2.48%. For XBTF, that is the Van Eck Bitcoin Strategy ETF, we see that it is up for the day 3.01%. Where does it actually lead us? Actually nowhere. You can see just sort of a sideways slide there on Friday. Not much happening. So we'll just continue to watch Bitcoin. We're waiting, watching, and seeing when Bitcoin's going to finally bottom out. Where's it going to bottom out? My friends, I wish I could tell you, because it just keeps getting hammered, doesn't it? I mean, we've seen Bitcoin from its beautiful highs to now, just getting hammered down. In fact, as soon as I finish this recording, I will be releasing this week's Charting Crypto to the general public. So if you're not a Patreon member, you can tune into that and get it. Also, it'll be at our Charting Wealth YouTube channel. And when you go there, or if you're listening, watching there right now, please do subscribe and share with others if you care about them learning how to track and trade stocks and ETFs. That would be great for us. Like, subscribe, all those kinds of things. That helps us in the algorithm. That is where we are, folks, as we end this week and go into the shortened 4-day holiday week, starting with Independence Day here on the 4th of July in the States on Monday. Our markets will be back open on Tuesday. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.